Alright, so we have another quick tutorial here. This one is for the Herbalist mod. This should be a bit quicker than the Tobacconist mod. There is not as much to craft here, but there is more to explore and find in the world. So let's just get started here. In Creative, here's a quick overview of the items in this mod. So we can jump straight into it here. Similarly to the Tobacconist mod, we'll start with our villager profession. So in order to make this guy an herbalist master, we'll have to craft an extraction stand. And to do that is very simple. As you can see by our recipe here, it is 2 diamonds and some cobblestone. We'll also grab this stuff as well. So bam, just like that, nice and easy, we have our extraction stand. Let's give it to him, and he becomes an herbalist master. So now we can grab some emeralds and actually obtain some blaze bud seeds here. Got a bunch of those. Cool. So there's a bunch of different kinds of blaze bud, but I already planted a bit up here for us. So let me grab that. So now we have a bunch of seeds and some blaze bud stalks. So those stalks can be turned into blaze bud. We just have to take it off the stalk. And we can do a few things with this. So the first thing we can do is make some rolling paper from the Tobacconist mod. And the first thing we have here is blaze bud cigarettes. So just like the Tobacconist mod, whatever type of blaze bud we use, it'll show in the description there. So another thing we can also do, let me go harvest some tobacco here. So this mod is intended to work with the Tobacconist mod. So I'll go ahead and dry some tobacco for us. And we can also make a blaze bud tobacco cigarette. And just like the cigars and everything else, it'll show us exactly what's in it after we make it. Go ahead and smoke this as well. And just like the cigarette, it has 15 uses. We get a nice effect here. And get all these going at once. So there we go. Those are the blaze bud and blaze bud tobacco cigarettes. So moving on, let me jump back into creative here. So we can also make crates, just like the tobacco, for some fun storage. And we also have some consumables we can create here. So, oh, and the blaze bud cigar. Let me jump into that as well. I forgot about that. So, we need some leaf here. So we can also, oops. Why isn't that working? That must be a bug. Okay. We need to fix that. Hopefully by the time this is uploaded, I'll have a fix for that. So we can also make the blaze bud brownies and the blaze bud cookies here. you'll see the recipe. It's basically like the normal recipes, but with some blaze blood. And those will give you an effect for a bit longer. So the same thing, but it's more like 4 minutes rather than just a few seconds. So what else do we have here? We covered all the blaze blood items, the cookies, cigar, which will be working by the time this is uploaded, and the different kind of cigarettes. So we also have these other types of mushrooms and cactuses you can find in the world, and we also have these guys and these guys. So let's just jump right into it. You can see here I outlined where you can find these things and how rare they are. Right now, in this version, the Diviner's Sage is unused. You can still find it, but there's no crafting recipes for it yet. I'm still working on that implementation. But you can find those in jungles, sparse jungles, forest, birch forest, dark forest, and it's just fairly uncommon. You can also find the Dreamcap Mushrooms in flower forests, and birch forests, and these are more rare. 1 in every 50 chunks will have it. Ethereal Fungus, you can find these in dark forest, mangrove swamps, and swamps. These are rare, but they're the easiest to find of the rare. GoldenGlows, you'll find those in Lush Caves, and these are actually fairly common. Once you're in the Lush Caves, you should be able to find these fairly easily. The Mirage Cactuses, these you can find in the desert, the Badlands, the Eroded Badlands, and the Wooded Badlands. So these are very rare, only 1 in 100 chunks will have these, so these are a bit more sought after. And the Snowcap Mushrooms are extremely rare, and you'll find these only above Y110, so high up in very cold climates. So I'll also have this in the description, but this is good to know if you're trying to find these things. So you can see that accounts for all of these items here. So let me go ahead and grab these. And you'll also notice here there is chorus dust and chorus fruit juice. So the chorus fruit is used as well. So the one last item we need to know how to craft are the vials, and those are real easy. It just requires a glass bottle. You can make 3 vials from a glass bottle. So let me grab some blaze powder. So the way to use the extraction stain is pretty simple. You put your vials in the bottom, and then you can put your item in the top, and it'll start going and it'll extract from these items. Now, the way this works is when you find these items in the wild, you can eat them raw, and there's a good chance you might get a good effect, but the majority of the time there's a good chance you're going to get some unwanted effects, some negative effects. So the whole idea here is you're going to want to extract it, and not only will it remove the negative effects, but it'll also extend the life of it. So rather than having to just eat it raw like this, you can extract it into 3 vials, which is tripling how much you have. So here we have our extract, and we can do that for all of these, but basically you can see here most of the mushrooms will extract into this magic fungus extract. This system is going to get a bit more robust, but for now this is just the way it works. chorus fruit extracts as well as the cactus. And you'll see here we have the axolotl venom and the frog venom. So how do we get that? Well, your assumption is probably correct, but basically we right click on them, we can get some, and you notice if we try to do it again, it'll say it doesn't seem to have any right now. So it's every 24 hours, so it takes some time to recharge. And the same with our frog here. And you'll see we can only get so much per 24-hour period, but that's how you extract them from those guys. So that system is pretty simple. Something else we can do is we can also put these in a furnace and it'll create the dust. So it's an extra way of purifying it further and doubling the amount in this process as well. So that about covers all the items. You also have these juices here, which you can also make. But consuming each of these will give it a variety of different effects. This isn't implemented yet totally. All the individual effects are still being worked out, but I mean, it's in a pretty usable state, so that's why I released it now. And you'll see this takes a while, but it does eventually. Yeah. So you get 2 dust out of that. So, I'll give a quick overview of the effects, saving the best for last. This is just to give you a quick idea of what the types of things you can expect out of this. This one is a bad one, and you'll see what happens here. You get slowness, nausea, delirium. This is not ideal. We have the Mirage dust. Again, all of these are going to be reworked. This is just mostly temporary. And finally, the last one here. This is the most fleshed out, and this one is done. But the magic fungus dust here, this will be the best one so far, I think. So there is a whole particle system here. So every time it will be different, and you can see it goes for 4 minutes, so you'll get to see quite a variety of different stuff happen here. And this whole system is still being worked on as well, but this was part of the new 2.5 update that I just released. You can never quite tell what's going to happen. So I won't have it go through the whole thing, but there's a ton of different effects and particle systems it uses. it uses some audio effects, but in general, this is about what you can expect. Yeah, so I said I wasn't going to go through the whole thing, but it looked cool, so I did. So that's about what you could expect, and again, every time it's going to be a little bit different. I'm still working on the whole engine that, builds those out, so you can expect changes to that in the future, but as a tutorial for this mod, I think that about covers everything you would need to know, and anything new that does come out, it's just going to be mostly to those effect systems. So I will probably update and make a new tutorial, once I add a lot more to this mod, but for now, you can expect this to be the most up-to-date tutorial. And as you can see here, there is also two new music discs I added, so definitely check those out too. You can buy those from this guy once you unlock the right trades. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.